because I think sometimes, it's very difficult as a parent, to have those conversations to where to start with young children in particular. But by using a book like this, it just allows that conversation to open and, and then expand from there.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Author's Interview. Today we have the lovely Lisa Morgan with her first book, The Mindful Monkey, and she's going to tell us a little bit about it. What's really special about Lisa is that she did this book almost entirely on her own without too much help, and virtually no help at all, Lisa, right?
Yeah,
And
until the end.
till the end, yeah. And it's an amazing, it's turned out, it's in print, it's available, we'll tell you where to get it. But let's have a chat with Lisa and find out how she went through this journey, what got her to do this kind of book. It's a very different kind of children's book. So yeah, I'll just get straight into it. Welcome, Lisa.
Thank
Lovely to
you.
have you here.
Yeah, no, thank you for coming and thank you for allowing me to share my beautiful project.
Yes, it is. Yeah, sure. Our listeners and our readers, our viewers, what the book looks like.
Okay, so we have The Mindful Monkey and Friends. And this is a passion project of mine. I'm a practitioner, hypnosis and coach and healer. And a lot of clients that I've worked with, I noticed that their stumbling blocks, their limiting beliefs, the things that were keeping them stuck from living a happy life, moving forward in their business, and even to a certain extent, some ailments in their life were created from beliefs that they'd set when they were children. Now, it doesn't mean that you've had a traumatic childhood, albeit some of the clients had, but even down to, being told, oh, stop crying, that's enough. It's just the child's not being recognized for their feelings or whatever. So I thought rather than, work on the symptoms of my clients 30, 40, 50 years later, I would actually design and create a book that may help the children at a young age. So the book is all about self-expression, self-love, gratitude, confidence, and it's got 4 characters. And the 4 characters are Mindful Monkey, that's all about sort of self-expression. And we've got the Pretty Pigeon, that's all about self-love. And I haven't used the prettiest bird in the world. That's the whole point. You don't have to, it's about love on the inside. I'm sorry about that noise in the background. I've got a Cocker Spaniel that's just rolling and I have the Kind Kangaroo that teaches all about gratitude and kindness and just the benefits of it, the reciprocal benefits. And then finally, I've got Mischief Molly that was based on an old dog of mine that I had that was misconfident galore and lived the best life. So we've got yoga, mindfulness, meditation involved. There is actually a QR scanner within the book that you can just scan that at the end of the book, and then you can hear a meditation for the children just to relax and release and just be happy.
Wonderful. And so what kind of age group is this aimed at, the book?
The book is aged at 4 to 7, and it really is. It depends on their age as to how deep you go into it, because we ask questions in it, what are things that you can do to be brave, or where do you feel confident, what's your favorite things to wear and why. And obviously at 4-year-old, we can ask at surface level. We can just get them to start thinking about things they like and things that make them feel good. But at 7-year-old, it's a really good chance for the parent to delve a little bit deeper. So if the child is, if you're noticing the child is feeling a little bit quiet, or there's issues, or they're acting out, you could use this book as a tool really to get into their psyche of what's really going on.
That's wonderful. And so it seems to me that it's not just the children, but it's also parents and teachers and educators who would really benefit. Libraries having these books would really benefit adults as well.
Yeah, 100%. Because I think sometimes, it's very difficult as a parent, to have those conversations to where to start with with young children in particular. But by using a book like this, it just allows that conversation to open and, and then expand from there.
Absolutely. So, Lisa, tell us how, because that's what readers are most interested to know. How did you do it all yourself?
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I
Take us behind the scenes.
about 2 years ago, I created an ebook, which was like an activity book. And from there, I just thought, I want to create a storybook. And I was really struggling on how to turn that into a storybook. So I blended the two, and this is probably only, I don't know, 10% of the ebook. So I've got plenty of other stories to tell with this particular series. And yeah, I employed, got the most beautiful girl involved to be my illustrator. At the time, she was 17, and I had seen her work. She's an an old friend of mine from years ago. It's his daughter, and we used to train together in the gym. And it just seems so amazing that the next generation I'm working with again, like I used to work with him, and now I'm working with the next generation. And she's so talented. And the reason that I chose her wasn't just her artwork, which is beautiful, but the whole point of my book is to empower young people, so that they don't get to 40 and 50 and have to have therapy or suffer with anxiety or self-limiting beliefs. If we can empower young children, young adults, that was really the main reason, because she was so talented. And also I wanted her to go through the process with me to show that it's not easy. It's not just a matter that you just do something and you get it. It's hard work. And and she's just done the most amazing job, beautiful
She
job, and she's
has.
really happy. And within 2 days of this book being published, she's also had somebody else ask to do theirs as well. So she's had another commission. So amazing. It's exactly what I wanted from it.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yes. And word just spreads when you do good work. So
Yes,
you created this book on, you said you created it on Canva, got her to do the illustrations,
yes,
and you worked through the Amazon KDP guidelines and put it all together.
yes, I
Right?
did. Yeah. So Gracie paints in watercolor. So she sent me over the watercolor on paper, and it was a little bit dark. So I had to play around with the coloring just to brighten it up and lose a little bit of the grey backgrounds and whatever that came up on Canva. And yeah, and created the book on
So
Canva.
just did you have to digitize it? Because take the illustrations. This is interesting because we've done a book just recently, which was also watercolor hand drawn, and then we had to digitize it in Illustrator before we could, get the quality we needed. So how did
No,
you do that?
no, I actually didn't. I used I think it was the CMYK, when I printed, because you have to upload it in PDF, the
Yes.
manuscript, not the cover. And yeah, the result has been good. I think possibly I was lucky.
So you took the raw paintings and then transported them into Canva. So
Yeah,
you made them images, put them into Canva, and then because it
yeah,
turned out
and then
really,
I changed the colours, and I got rid of the background.
yes.
I deleted the background from it because that was quite dark. Because when you take a photograph of watercolor paper, it's quite dark. So I deleted the background, and then just changed the color bright slightly with the contrast, just to make it look good
It's an
on there.
amazing piece of work.
Just hoped that it would print properly, and it's beautiful,
It
really
is
beautiful.
beautiful, yeah. And we will put the links at the bottom of this video when people see it so they can get your books where it's
Yeah.
available.
Absolutely, because it's ebook. It doesn't matter what link you go on, but if you go on to print it, then you're better to go onto Amazon of your country,
Yeah.
because this is one thing that I've learned. I was sending links to people, and in certain countries, it was saying it wasn't available because obviously the delivery in that country isn't available to another. So you would just find, if you went into Amazon.com, and then went to the Mindful Monkey and Friends, then you will find the image of that beautiful monkey, and yeah, and then in whatever country you're in, you can have that
Yeah,
delivered.
we can probably create a global link so that when they click the link, it'll take them to their country automatically.
Yes. Okay, great.
Yeah. So tell me now, let's come to how you and I met over the internet. We're both in Australia, but on different,
Yes.
sides of the continent. What made you reach out to me? And let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, well, basically, probably without you, the book wouldn't be there now because I'm okay at creating and I've got my vision, but when it came to the technicality of it, I was getting a little bit overwhelmed. So I reached out in one of our Facebook groups that we're both in, and you kindly said, "Yep, what question have you got?" And then you're just so generous and so kind, and as I say, within a week of meeting you, my book became reality. So I am forever grateful for you, Shoma, as I keep saying.
No, that's wonderful because this is what it's all about. It's just that little things, people get stuck in little places, and it's it just grates on your nerves when it's frustrating when there's one little thing that you can't do, but really it's so simple. And
Yes,
now that you know the process, you can keep, going, doing books one after another, and there will be glitches. Amazon keeps changing their rules and their, little specs and stuff like that. So we encounter it all the time as well when we're doing books. One size does this, another size gets rejected, and it's
yes.
just a learning process all over. But overall, once you do it yourself, rather than giving it to someone to do it, I think the process becomes much more, there's more clarity, you know exactly how it all works.
Yeah, I think unless you're totally petrified of the tech, and I will say this because it might teach somebody else. I did make a mistake. I uploaded a PDF that I had read about 3,000 times, and it was perfect. I uploaded it and showed a friend of mine who's a PR girl who's got eyes like a hawk, and found four minor, but there's still errors in it. So I quickly went home and I took it down, and I'd already ordered my copies. I cancelled those. I uploaded the correct proof, the correct copy, and then reordered my author's books. But they come back the errored version. And it wasn't until I looked into it, it was, even though it said it was processed and it was live, in Amazon, in the small print, it says it takes 48 hours for any change to take place. That's, if anybody has any changes, don't order anything or don't put live links up until you've got that email through to say that, it's actually everything's corrected and gone live. And that's a learning curve. It wasn't major. But if I can stop somebody else from doing that, it's annoying more than anything.
Yeah, and I think, ordering author proofs before you actually publish, Amazon allows that. It does take a little bit of time because it takes about, 3 or 4 days up to a week for you to get
Yes.
the author proof. So your own hard copy of the book, and then you can have a look, because print looks so much different to what we see on the net.
Yes.
And that's one way to avoid. People get impatient, like a lot of my clients get impatient, and they're like, oh, let's just do it, let's just order it.
Yeah.
But it is good advice to order an author
Yes.
proof, have it, look at it. Does take a bit longer, but in the end, you've done a good job.
Yes. No, absolutely. Yeah. Lesson learned. I won't do that again.
So, um, it's coming up to Christmas. This is a wonderful time for people to be giving books, gifts. People are always looking for different gift ideas. So are you doing any special promotions for the book before Christmas that we
Well, the
can?
book is, the price will go up in the new year. At the moment, I think in Australia it's $16.32, $9.99 in America. And I'm just promoting and bringing it out, and I brought it out at that price just for Christmas.
Okay. Okay, that's amazing. So what we will do is, at the bottom of this video, or if this goes on a video blog or in an article that I create, there will be links to buy the books for our readers, our listeners. And we hope, Lisa, that you come out with more such books in the future.
Yeah, well, this is the
Forward.
begin. This is really the introduction of the characters and the, I suppose, just the whole feel of the mindfulness. There's yoga involved, and it's just fun, interactive book. But what I'm looking to do is expand the series, so the next book will be on a specific animal that represents a specific emotion, and then we can delve deeper
Yes.
into that. Yeah,
So it'll be a series of books. That's
yeah, that's the
wonderful,
plan.
amazing.
Yeah,
Thank you so much, and
thank
we look
you,
forward to getting your books.
thank you very much.